Hey everybody, it's Zach Thomas here for another episode of 3SOBtv TV. I'm joined tonight by our good friend Jason Rosselot, who is also known on Twitter as Fletch. Jason has written a few things for us. He's our social media coordinator here at 3 Shades of Blue. You've seen a lot of stuff on our social media page, on our Twitter, Facebook, as well as Instagram, and we also have Snapchat, and he's got his own Vine, and so it's been phenomenal, the work that he's done. But tonight I want to talk to him a little bit about two things. First of all, Jason, let's get into this Tony Allen thing, right? So Tony, a few nights ago, we came into the locker room as the media after the game, and Tony was sitting there, as he does every game, with an ice bucket in front of his feet, and he had no shirt on. So Jason Wallace, the PR guy, said, "Tony, put on a shirt." So instead of putting on a shirt, he reaches in, he grabs out this blue bathrobe, and he puts it on. And so he's got this blue bathrobe. Nobody thinks anything about it, but we just start interviewing him. Then the interview gets out on public. People start recognizing it, and they're, Tony Allen's wearing a bathrobe. That's amazing. So then it became this big thing, and then he did it again in the Detroit game, and he wore the bathrobe again. And so everyone's like, man, this is catching on. And so, Fletch, you actually made a bathrobe with Tony. A lot of publicity was on TV, on Grizzlies Live. Tell me about that story. How did that come about? What made you think about it? And, where does it go from here?
Everybody was kind of talking on Twitter like, we've got to get one of these in the Grizz Den. How are we going to do that? And Zach, you know me, I'm not going to sit around and wait on something to come to me, so I went to it. I drove down to Walmart, divvied through the little bathrobe section, found me a Fruit of the Loom blue bathrobe, kind of similar to what Tony had, brought it home, got a fabric pin, stenciled out my Tony Allen design on the back of it there, did a little work on that, and everybody's like, how long did that take you? 10 minutes if you got art skills. So made it all up, put it on, sent a picture to Tony, said, tomorrow night I'm going to be wearing my official Tony Allen gear to the game. He laughs, said, you funny, bro, you funny. So that was kind of a neat part. And then people are like, are you seriously going to wear this to the game? I said, yeah, why not? So my good friend Cullen and I went to the game together, and actually Cullen's like, do you mind if I wear it? And I was like, no, I'll take pictures. So he put it on. Tony was out doing pregame, and he kept turning his back to him doing before the show or before the game. And I said, Chris, you ought to wear this on the post game, kind of as a joke. And he said, bring it down at halftime. I'll wear it. And I thought, Verno's crazy enough that he'll wear this bathrobe on the post-game show. So I went down at halftime, took it down to him, and he told Rob Fisher, he said, I'm going to wear this in the post-game. And Fish looks at him like he's crazy and says, okay. So after the post-game, Amanda and I went down to the lounge to watch the game where they're shooting it there, or the post-game show. And Tony actually didn't wear his robe last night, so the take on the set, Chris Ward during the segment, it was great. He got up, he did the flexing. He kept looking over and did some great stuff. I got some great vines here. I got to check out on our vine for 3 Shades of Blue. But he reaches over and he says, smell that? You smell that? It smells like winning. And he did great. And Tony retweeted that last night, and we got so many hits on Vine from that, just from Tony retweeting it. And he found it hilarious and thought it was a funny deal that Chris was wearing his thing. So today, even on the show, Chris gave us a shout-out for making the thing and for wearing the robe. So it just, as most of my projects go, it boiled into something way bigger. So.
Well, man, that was awesome. I mean, that's pretty cool. I know Tony is a big guy on social media too, and I see you guys kind of going back and forth again. And sure enough, yeah, like you said, last night after the Rockets win, somebody was asking him, hey, as a matter of fact, I think it was Chris Harrington said, are you not going to put on your bathrobe? And Tony was like, no, man, I'm done with that. I'm not going to put on a bathrobe. And then Harrington's like, really? You're not going to do it? Like, somebody actually made a bathrobe for him. He's like, really? Somebody made a bathrobe? He's like, oh, man. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So the fact that Vernon wore it and he said he stole it from Tony, that's just perfect. I mean, that was a beautiful thing. That's very clever, very creative. So that's really awesome, man. I'm glad you thought of that. That's very creative of you. So that's all we've got for this show. Thanks, guys, for tuning into this segment, and we'll see you around next time.